Hi, this is Becky Stevens with Seltzer Financial. Today's question is, how can I balance saving for retirement with other financial goals, such as paying off debt or saving for a down payment on a home? This is a question that's tough to answer without more context about how much a person earns, what kind of debt they have, and what other resources they may have. First of all, I would say consider contributing to your 401k plan regardless, and doing at least enough to get the match if your employer offers one. Don't walk away from the free money. Then debt becomes the next factor in the equation. There are things considered good debt, like student debt and mortgages. And if this is all you have for debt, follow the payment plan for those. And you can consider building up your savings for other needs, such as an emergency fund or a down payment. There are other kinds of debt that have high interest rates, typically credit cards, but there can be other types. And these are not considered good debt. They're considered bad debt. And many people I talk to have some amount of this debt to consider. So let's talk about that. For example, it may not make sense to save money in an account where you might earn nothing or 5 or 10% in a good year if you're paying 17% interest on a credit card. So if you have other high interest debt or credit card debt, look into ways to lower the cost of that borrowing. You may be able to move it to a balance transfer card that offers 0 interest for a period of time, or you may be able to find other options to consolidate the high interest debt into one lower payment. It's also helpful to use what's called a debt snowball. Look at all your individual high-interest debt obligations and make the minimum payment on all of them, but choose one to focus on. Some people like to choose the one with the highest interest rate, or some people like to choose the one with the smallest balance so they can pay it off and feel great about that. But choose which one you want and pay extra on the one you decide to focus on. And then once that's paid off, pick the next one to focus on and add what you were paying monthly on the first one, the one you paid off, and apply that new amount to the next one you're focusing on. And keep eliminating each of those debts until they're gone. That being said, everyone should have an emergency account with some amount of cash in it. That way, if an unexpected expense crops up, you won't need to add more debt to take care of the new expense. In a perfect world, they recommend having 6 months of living expenses. But not everybody can do that, so at least try to keep some amount of cash available for unplanned expenses. The same thing goes for saving for a down payment. Reducing your debt load, if you have that bad debt, it'll help improve your credit scores, which can in turn lower your cost of borrowing. But if you don't get that bad debt under control, it will continue to impact everything else, including your ability to afford a mortgage. So it's okay to save some, but if you have it, eliminating high interest debt needs to be the priority. If you want to talk about balancing out what you're doing, please get in touch with me and we can talk about your unique situation. I'm here to help. Thanks.